Oh, for goodness sake, the people in the comment section are going to start off again. They had a go at me last time for not being able to apparently say Hawaii properly. I think it sounds fine enough. I mean, what do you want me to call it? The wind? Or anyway. Why hello there, beautiful people, and welcome to OTT. And welcome to another drift tutorial and setup. Now, the reason why I'm dreading this is because I really want to make this video because this car setup is amazing and I want to be able to share how I drift the car with you and help you drift it as well. But the name of it has made me put this video off for a while, but here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Pagani this car, this one here, the one you're looking, this is the car we're doing, okay? The Pagani Roadster this car, okay? I'll just get to the tutorial.
That all depends on what you're feeling from. They show you all the ways. Let me show you all the ways. Let me show you all the ways. Yeah. Let me show you all the ways. Taken by the words that you say, the voice that carries them has kept me astray. Too soon to act on it, can we ever be? That all depends on what you're feeling from. Let me show you all the ways. Let me show you all the ways. Let me show you all the ways, yeah. Let me show you all the ways.
Sorry about that, I just love the noise of the car. So after you've applied that setup to your car and you've saved it and now we're out on track, as always it's the BRNO circuit, which I recently realised is in the Czech Republic. Still no real idea about the track or how you pronounce its name. We'll just call it BRNO. Oh, you dirty little Zonda. Well, it's called the Cinque. Oh, we'll skip over that bit, but you should see my setup right now. I'm sorry, I just got so many wires around me. I need a bigger workstation. Righty-ho. Now, quick mention about this before we get into this is these upcoming tutorials in 2016 for project cars, for the drift tutorials, are going to be touching quite a lot upon tyre management, because that's become one of the most important issues that I've realised, mainly from speaking to people that know a lot more about how cars work than I do. And basically it's all about managing the tyres, so I'll be speaking a lot about that, but also I will talk you through the techniques and the characteristics of this particular car and how the setup works with it. Let's jump in. Oh God, that looks massive on my screen. How does that? I swear they're supposed to be up further in the corner. Alright, project cars, whatever. Maybe it's changed after the last update or whatever. Right, let's do this. Right, well this car is quite a lot of power. I'm also going to turn my headphones down a bit because I can barely hear myself. This car has got a lot of power. So as you can see there, I just literally put my foot down just a bit over half throttle. And now I can just bounce it around the corner. I always like to look behind me and see the poor devastated bits of rubber lying well, not lying everywhere, just evaporating into the atmosphere. Right. It is a great car. The main thing about managing the tyres that I want to say at the start of this before I forget to mention it, because it's one of the most important things. Dramatic pause, mainly because I'm concentrating. Yeah, the most important things with managing the tyres with this car is how many laps it takes before they kind of feel past where you want them to be for drifting. Mainly because it just makes the setup feel weird. With this particular car, if you're going to drive it flat out and hard and not like relax a little bit like I am now and just taking a breather in between the corners, if you're not trying to manage the tyre temperatures, then these tyres are going to feel a bit off after about 3 laps around this circuit in this car. And I know this because I've put a lot of experimenting in with it and tests, mainly online with other drifters, so it gets a real world test against other setups from other YouTubers, which is quite interesting, and it's left a lot of them in the dust and in the weeds, not just purely because of how powerful it is, but it is quite manageable to drift. I mean, even when I'm giving you a full-blown commentary, I'm still managing quite well. And if you can put all of your concentration into drifting this car, it becomes a real contender at proper online events. So say you go to an online session and everyone's going hardcore on drifting, you could really hang with people with this car, and when they've spun out you can just drift past them and give them that awesome V12 wailing in their ears while their face looks disappointed. Hopefully cheer them up a little bit by hearing such a sexy thing. Now I should actually talk you how I'm drifting this thing, but as you can see by the info on screen, it's just very simple. Don't be too aggressive with it on entry. Just give it the old Scandi flick, the mini Scandi flick. We should really come up with a name for that move, because I feel like it should be mine. Skim the cones. Oh, I felt them hit the back there. I felt the vibration. Oh, right, let's see. It was going to go off a bit wide there, so what I just did, just to stop that, is just tapped on the brakes just a minute amount. The thing is with this car, and a lot of setups you're going to get from this point in, from me, it's much more refined. So if, say for example, if you're using a setup like mine, you're using a joypad with my sort of setup, then it's all about fine, precise movements. Like right now, I'm moving my middle finger on the R2 button just to get that throttle where I want it, because that's the main 2 buttons you never want to let go of with this car when drifting, is the throttle, have your finger very near the brake, and never let go of the steering at any point. So like there, washing wide just a little, so tapped on the brake, because as always the brake bias is a bit more to the front, so you can just tuck it in situations, and it's got more than enough power to kick the arse out. Now as you can see, we're on to the second lap now, and the tyres have got quite a bit of heat in them. In varied tyres, some more than others, obviously because of the corners on this track, but it's still drifting superbly. So this corner, it's just literally, if you can't see what I'm doing, I'm basically using this almost the exact same technique for every corner, just different amounts in different locations. So here I tap the brakes just where the white tyres were, because the corner just tightens. In between those 2 corners I tapped on the brake to help the weight transition from one side to another. Now it's all very delicate stuff with this car, it's nothing ham-fisted or brutish about it. If you try to be too aggressive and drive it flat out constantly, all you'll do is get the tyres past their best, and you won't get to really enjoy the car, because that's where it is in that middle corner, just feathering that throttle and playing with the power. Oh, the noise. See, like there, I had to let off a bit, otherwise it was just going to suck me in the corner. It's not the best phrase ever used, but it kind of works in the situation. This corner, same again, tap on the front brake. Well, I say front brake, it's just all brakes, but it's biased to the front. We'll go a bit wide, because why not? This corner is always a bit hard. I'll just explain that one for anyone that might be struggling with that last corner there, the right-hander. It's very gentle on the exit, not too much steering input. If you grab too much steering and your front tyres load up and they suddenly find a whole load of grip, you're going to find yourself in a whole load of trouble. So like here into the first corner, just tapped onto the brakes just a bit. As you can see, one of the main problems with a lot of cars in this game for drifting is the gear ratios. If the gear hasn't got the bit in the power band that you need to drift on that part of the corner, then you're going to bog down. It's just going to go. But if you can just memorise, muscle memory, what gear you need to be in, sometimes like this corner, shift up to third just to get that back end out, but then go straight back down to second and use the power band. But that's a lot more advanced techniques that will probably be more explained in the Rocket Bunny coming up soon. The Rocket Bunny tutorial, which I can't wait for, because it's going to be like my final ever drift tutorial on this game, because I won't be able to top it, I don't think. Right, I'm coming back out the pit, mainly for one reason: the tyres were past their best, so let's just go back to the pit, reset, new fresh set of tyres. And it's back to how it was again. I mean, there's only so much you can do with the tyre management. I mean, even when I've driven very carefully, like I say, I'll just do a corner like that and then slow down for the rest of it for a bit. But if you just want to have fun with it, just take it out, do 2 or 3 laps in it. If the tyres start feeling iffy, just go back to the pit, get another set of tyres. It only takes you a second, you push pause and you go return to pit and then just drive again. That's all you have to do. It's a 3 or 4 second task. See, like that, all I had to do was just sort of let the car do what it wanted to do. It wanted to transition because it's a good car. It knows which side its bread is buttered. Mainly because I've spent hundreds of miles tuning it, and I know this car like the backhand of my hand. The backhand of my hand. Can't you tell I'm concentrating to drift? Especially there where I nearly lost it. Yeah, I still find it hard to do a commentary and drift at the same time. Especially on project cars. And like I've said 100 times before, it's a bloody hard game to drift on. But it's so rewarding, especially in a car like this. Right, just tapped on the brakes there because there's a bit too much entry speed. Wait for the transition, tap the brake. I could have done with a bit more brake there. I had to go for a second nibble. Just power it out and nice. It's a glorious car. I do hope you have a lot of fun with it. I think most people got this car when you did the downloadable version, the digital version. I bought it on disc because I'm a little bit older like that. I'm a bit more old school. I like the disc. Plus the PS4 doesn't have that much memory, to be told. Like, you buy 1 or 2 big downloadable games for that thing and the memory's full already. So yeah, happy days. But as you can see, I'm happily having a little rant away and I'm drifting it fine. And this is possibly a tutorial bar and get back to the point. Yeah, but the information's on screen, I suppose. Well, there's not much to say about this car. It's a very simple technique. Very gentle on the controls. Use the brakes when you need it. The handbrake is never really necessary. Not with this car. See, this into third there just to help that drift carry on. Otherwise it was going to sort of peter out. I never got that term peter out. Who's this Peter? And why is he out? Like, I'm not trying to make a joke. I'm being for real. Who is this Peter? What's he got to do with my tyres? Right. Bouncing it in third. We're going to go drop into the lower gear just to get that power. Into third, just get back end, back out. Back in second for power band. That's just a compromise you have to do for that corner. That first corner at BRNO circuit is a great corner. It's a challenge. You have to go in with quite a bit of speed and then you have to tighten it up in the middle and then you can power it out at the end. It kind of reminds me of Suzuka in a way. And it's just getting the car in the right gear at the right time. Like, flick it into third. I can tap the brake a bit there because I was going a bit too fast. Skim the grass. As you know about this game, don't touch the grass. And on that note, that was a bit of a workout, mentally and physically on my little fingers. I hope you enjoyed this car. It's the Pagani something, this one on screen. The Cinque. I don't know how you pronounce it. This car, it sounds so gorgeous, it looks so gorgeous, and hopefully you agree that thanks to my efforts and many hours of tweaking and working on the setup, that it's also beautiful in the way it drifts. And I hope you get many miles of fun out of it. Just go out there, practice with it, go online, take on some other people's drift setups, and you know, I'm not going to mention any names, but you know who I'm talking about. I will beat him one day. I'm working on it. My drift setups are getting better. I hope you enjoy it. I just had to hear it one more time. I love you all as always. I'll see you in the next video. For now, goodbye.